Your druid has arrived, and this is just a vlog. Haven't done one of these in a long time, mainly because I've been putting up Minecraft Let's Play videos. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about once again scheduling and all that balls, even though most people aren't interested in the schedule. But next up I'm going to be doing a review of Hangover, and after that I'm going to go back to doing more Minecraft videos. Now I have been moving them over from ONM Daily, but probably within the next 2 weeks I'll have to start making new ones, and hopefully I can do some interesting things for them. Maybe for the rest of this vlog I'll just talk about some things that interested me. YouTube once again changed the way their menus work, and they made it worse. They seem to be changing the way their menus work a lot, trying to find the perfect way, and I understand that, that's cool, but for the most part I don't think they're making good decisions. But we'll see, we'll see. I have a small amount of confidence in them. Aside from that, I just thought maybe I'd talk about newspapers. I always read newspapers. I know some people think it's a dying medium, but it is on seals, but I always enjoy reading newspapers that I disagree with, and that's kind of the same for when it comes to news in general. I don't really like listening to someone who just echoes my views. It really bores me. I'd rather read it or view it in a way that I'm arguing with it, because I don't think there's any real point in just having someone tell you what you already know. So I always read the Daily Mail, which is just about one of the most conservative papers in the UK. My favourite writer in the Daily Mail is Peter Hitchens, because I almost never agree with this guy, but he always kind of entertains me. He always comes up with really buzzword type headlines, and they always get a smile out of me. And this Sunday's one was, "Wherever there's trouble, you'll find human rights," which is that's just fantastic. That's what I love about the Daily Mail. Never a dull moment. And yeah, wherever there's trouble, you'll find human rights now. And places like Uganda and places with lots of civil wars, I'm sure it's the human rights that are causing all the deaths. Ethiopia, it's the human rights that are causing the problems in that country. And I like his first line: human rights are a threat to free speech. Free speech is a human right. Human rights are a threat to free speech. Now, I know people will argue over what exactly a human right is, but I'm pretty sure one of the most commonly used rights is freedom of speech, so I'd say human rights kind of defends that. But some of the things that I do agree with him on, I mean, he is correct. A lot of the human rights come into collision with each other, and freedom of speech collides with nearly any human right given the chance. But to me, freedom of speech is the most important of all human rights, more important than the right to life, even though they're kind of both dependent on each other. Because the way I see it, without the right to freedom of speech, you don't have the right to life, and you're not able to complain against losses of life. Freedom of speech to me is the most important freedom. If certain countries had freedom of speech, there would be a lot less deaths, because once you can criticise someone without any repercussions, it really puts them on the back pedal. I'm really bad at these sort of, just talking about these sort of things, but I'll go for it anyway. Anyway, I do like this guy's articles, even though I disagree with nearly all of them. But down in the bottom corner, right down here, one of the things he said is, "We now have proof that computer games stop children reading, withering their imaginations and filling their minds with grubby rubbish. Parents have a right and a duty to protect their young from this sort of thing. You wouldn't give your children gin. Why would you leave them alone at the screen?" I love this. It is true that the more you play computer games, the less you read in general. But it's also true, the more you walk or the more you play football outside or the more exercise you do, the less you read, because it's all about how much time you have to do each. Now, I played computer games a lot. I've played them all my life since I was a child, and I have a massive collection of books. I have a little personal library basically. So to me, the idea that computer games stop your reading is complete crap. It's crap. If a child wants to read, he'll read. If a child wants to play computer games, they'll play computer games. They don't stop each other at all. And to me, computer games are part of your imagination. You know, things like Minecraft, people will just go and play and make whatever they want, and you can't tell me making things in Minecraft isn't imaginative, because I'm sorry, that's wrong. I love books, and they're great for your imagination too. Love that. TV, I like TV too, and I like movies, and yeah, they're imaginative as well. They're all storytelling things, and I can't understand this sort of idea that it withers your mind and withers your imagination. It's rubbish. Parents have a right and a duty to protect their young from this sort of thing. And this is just below where he's talking about human rights. So I have a feeling Peter might be trying to tell me, or at least push us towards the idea that parents have a right to protect their child from computer games. Now, it's hard to say about this because the parents buy the computer games for the children. And I'm not going to tell parents, you must buy computer games. That's rubbish. You know, a parent can buy their kids whatever they want them to play with. But they shouldn't be going out there to try and stop other parents' children from playing computer games. It's not a right. It's not a right at all. It's just impractical to try and tell someone that they should or shouldn't play computer games, or tell a parent that they should or shouldn't allow their children to play them. This is part of the thing I've noticed. A lot of people will try and expand what are human rights and what are not. And even though I've tried looking around, and it's very hard to get a proper bill of human rights, you know, a proper one that's recognised by all countries, and loads of countries have their individual ones, but they're not all universal. But I've noticed people themselves will tend to make up human rights and say things are human rights when they're not. In fact, they're not even held by basically any country as human rights. And I seen it was a program, I think it was Richard Dawkins was interviewing people over schooling, parents over schooling, about religious schooling, and one of the parents said, do you not believe in my human right to choose whether my child go to a faith school or not? And that's not a human right. It might be a right that is arguable, but it's not a human right. And Dawkins really dropped the ball, and I'm not a fan of Dawkins at all. I think he drops the ball. I think he's in. I'd rather have people like Hitchens or Stephen Fry. I just don't like Dawkins. It just doesn't rub off well on me. And he had a good chance to counter that remark as well, and he just let it fly. You wouldn't give your children gin. Why leave them alone with the screen? Because apparently giving children gin is just the same as leaving them in front of a computer green screen or a TV screen. Gin. Now, I like me some alcohol. Gin is pretty strong stuff and it's nasty. I don't really get the appeal of gin. I think it's nice with lemonade, but I don't get the appeal in general. But the difference is, leaving a child alone with gin, they might literally poison themselves with it. And I'll defend anyone's right to drink alcohol all they want, but you leave a child alone with a substance that can kill them. That's not the same as leaving them alone with a computer game. They're pretty unlikely to die from that. I just find it a ridiculous comparison that he would make. And I could read this newspaper all day. I love it. So I'll be getting the next episode of Daily Mail to argue with what they say a little bit more. It's kind of a random rant having in my live vlog, but I seen the story and I just thought I had to talk about it. It kind of cracked me up quite a bit. So next up, Hangover review, hopefully out this week. Minecraft videos, more of them. Maybe another vlog or two. I barely ever do them, but I don't really like blabbing on. And if people like me blabbing on, tell me and then I'll blab on more. It's just vlogs take no time to make. Sorry, vlogs for me take no time to make. People actually put the effort in here, interesting to watch. It probably takes them quite a while. people like the Vlog Brawlers. See, I love watching the Vlog Brawlers. That's someone you should watch if you have spare time on YouTube. Some of their videos I find boring, but some of them are exceptional, and it's the exceptional ones that keeps me subscribed to them. I remember there's a video a while ago with the Vlog Brawlers where they were sitting in a graveyard, and it was about him reading gravestones, and I just found it just so interesting and relaxing just to listen to the Vlog Brawlers talk. Sometimes I just find them so entertaining I could listen to them all day. And apart from anything, I like vlogs for background noise. I don't know if anyone knows, but when I'm playing a computer game online, a lot of the time if it's an online one, the music gets very, very boring after a time. If it's a single player, I want the experience, and I will have nothing else on, and I will have the music piping hard. I'm playing Portal 2 at the minute, and no, I'm not letting any background sound get in the way of that. But if it's a multiplayer online game, sound tends not to matter. So I'll put on a vlog, I'll put on some ranter in the background to listen to. I could do more vlogs if people are interested in it, and they can listen to that in the background and I'm playing something online. But that's what I use vlogs for. That's what I listen to them for, and I enjoy it that way. Druid, peace out.